Hi, I'm Alistair McCaig, one of the analysts at IG, and I'd like to talk to you today about the mobile phone and technology sectors. It's been an incredibly interesting week. There's been three, I guess, major events that we would highlight. The first one, of course, was the long-anticipated divorce between Vodafone and Verizon. Then there was the slightly surprising acquisition of Nokia's mobile phone arm by Microsoft, who had a 2.5-year association between the two anyway. And then this morning we've seen Samsung be the first to launch their new phone watch. If we take the first one first, that's the Vodafone-Verizon separation. It's been long anticipated by the markets that Verizon were keen to extract themselves from that relationship with Vodafone. No real surprises there. Vodafone holding a 45% stake in Verizon. That accounts to around about $130 billion. It should also be pointed out the time that Vodafone have held their stake in Verizon. Verizon have arguably been the most profitable bit on an annual basis of Vodafone's portfolio. Obviously very poor European sales figures, really not helping the company. And over the course of time that accounts for about $15 billion of dividends that Vodafone have received from Verizon. It's obviously a very sizable chunk of cash, and the questions arise are, what are Vodafone going to do with that? Well, maybe about 8 years ago, Vodafone very much had the reputation of being a bit of a shopaholics, acquired a lot of companies, didn't really then get the synergies out of those acquisitions that the market would have liked to see, and to a certain extent got punished on the back of it. We do believe that a sizable chunk of this cash, maybe as much as 50 or 60%, might well go to shareholders, but that still does leave a large amount of money for Vodafone. As I say, the most profitable bit of Vodafone's portfolio over the course of the last number of years have been Verizon's dividends that they've been paying, and effectively turning Vodafone from a loss-making operation to a profit-making operation. So Vodafone will need to be pretty prudent with what they do with this cash. It does mean that they can look around. If, of course, they decided to use the total amount of that cash, they'd actually be able to buy the best part of about 50% of the Stoxx 600's technology sector. Let's hope they don't go too crazy with the buying spree. That brings us along to the second part of the week's excitement, which has been the fact that Microsoft have come along and decided to buy outright Nokia's mobile phone arm for 5.44 billion euros. Nokia, of course, historically were for such a large time the market leaders in the mobile phone technology sector. However, they didn't really migrate as thoroughly and as efficiently as many of its competitors from the outright phone to, quite frankly, what's more of a portable computer, smartphone technology that we see from the likes of Samsung and Apple these days, and really were left behind in the wake. Microsoft have obviously tried to form a partnership with Nokia over the last 2.5 years, and to a certain extent there has been some success there, but Microsoft has maybe cottoned on to the fact that the lines between software and hardware, certainly as far as this sector is concerned, have become considerably more blurred. We only need to look at iPads and iPhones to see how much more a phone does these days than rather just calling people. Camera, obviously internet access, accessibility to emails, a full spectrum of compatibility with a number of different things, and I guess Microsoft have decided to move away. There are three main areas that they're going to pick up from Nokia. This is the infrastructure, and this actually is the manufacturing as well as the technology side, something that Microsoft historically has not become involved in, the likes of their Xbox, and so they outsource the manufacturing of these products to other companies. So it'll be interesting to see if this is maybe a template for Microsoft going forward in other areas as well. They've also got 10-year rights to the patents on all of Nokia's technology, and they also have the best part of about 30,000 of Nokia's staff that they will be getting their hands on. The CEO, obviously an ex-Microsoft man himself, so that could well be help ensure a smooth transition between the two. This will be interesting to see how it pans out. This is either a last throw of the dice from Microsoft as far as the phone sector is concerned, or it's a pretty audacious first start to a more aggressive outlook in this direction, taking on Apple a little bit more directly here. The last one, that piece of news this week that really has shaken up this market has been the launch of Samsung's new smart watch, which does need to have compatibility with a Samsung phone in order to get the functionality out of it rather than just being a watch. It is a sort of half step down that road of moving this technology onto your wrist. There is a question mark in the early hours of the analysis so far. As far as the market is concerned, a little bit underwhelmed, I think it would be fair to say, and there had always been that much more anticipation to see exactly what Apple might do, as they are due to launch in the first or second quarter in 2014. It'll be interesting to see whether Samsung have jumped the gun here or stolen a march. A little bit too early to see. For all of this and further analysis, please go to our website, www.ig.com. Thank you.